What's up, guys? So today we'll be discussing about Manali in the month of January 2025. What you should be expecting in terms of weather, road condition, the places you should be visiting, what kind of clothing and gear you need to be carrying, and overall what is the budget that you need to keep in mind while traveling to Manali in the month of January 2025. Now, when it comes to the weather, the daytime temperature will range from anywhere between -3 to 12 degrees, depending on which part of Manali you're staying at. If you're staying closer to the river or higher up in the mountains, it's going to be much colder as compared to if you're in places like Simsa or in New Manali, which is generally much more warmer because of the buildings and the construction close by. Now, when it comes to the night temperature, after around 4 or 5 in the evening, the temperature will drop from anywhere between 0 to -8 or 9 degrees, depending on again where you are and what kind of weather it is for the day. Expected to rain anytime, and snowfall is also expected till say around the 16th or 17th of January. It can also snow up till the end of January, depending on what kind of winter we have. So far, based on the past history of the last couple of years, it starts snowing by the end of December until the mid of March. It starts to snow particularly every week. If you're looking for snowfall, then you need to be going to places like Solang, Rotang, and Sisu, because that's where you will experience more snowfall and more cover of snow. The road condition leading to Manali is very good, where the road is flawless. It's a very good highway which will take you all the way up till Manali. Now, when it comes to your accommodation, keep in mind after the 5th of January, the accommodation in Manali will go from sky high, which it is, until the 3rd or 4th of January, to 30% of the cost. So, a room which is costing around 3,000 or 4,000 now will be available for as low as 800 and 1,000. So, if you're someone who's planning on visiting Manali, make sure that you start your journey from Delhi after the 3rd, from the 3rd of January, so that you get a very good deal, because that's the time when the entire budget that you're planning your Manali trip will become very, very affordable, and you can actually have a better experience in Manali because the crowd has gone away and Manali is empty. Without crowd, Manali has a better experience because you're not stuck in traffic jam, nor do you have a lot of waiting outside restaurants or cafes. Everything in Manali will be open because New Year's is just over and it's a great time to be going there. Keep in mind that the biggest difference is the crowd and the costing of the transportation, that is the bus and the hotels. The rest of the things will remain the same in terms of natural beauty. Now, when you're planning on going to Manali in January, you need to be planning for a minimum of 4 nights, 5 days, because you need to be giving yourself time to experience and soak in the natural beauty and all that's there to be experienced in Manali. Also, keep an important thing that you need to keep in mind is that Sisu is closed after the 15th of January, and that's how it has been for the last few years. And that's because the people of Sisu decide to close the place because of their own religious reasons, and you cannot go to Sisu after that. So, if you're planning on visiting Sisu and experiencing what all is there to be done in Sisu, you need to be planning your Manali trip before the 15th. So, make sure that you end up reaching there anyway, anytime between the 1st to the 13th of January, so that you have enough of time to go to Sisu and come back. You need a day to just visit Sisu. Sisu and Solang Valley can be clubbed. Those are the two hotspots where you will actually get to see a lot of snow and experience snowfall. Over and above this, the best places to stay in Manali during the month of January, I would say, is at Simsa. You can stay at Alio. You can also stay along next to Banu Bridge along the banks of the river. Old Manali is a bit tricky because the road over there gets covered in snow, and then the vehicles do not move up and down. And even if you're planning on walking back to New Manali, it can be really treacherous because it's black ice which gets formed, and it's pretty scary to get down. The cafes are open pretty much all throughout the year, and Himachal, along with Manali, is more of a winter destination as of 2025 compared to what it used to be a summer destination earlier. So cafes and restaurants are going to be open. You'll have a gala time. Just make sure that you have enough of woolen wear. If you do not have woolen wear, you can definitely buy it from the hippie shops in Manali. You'll find plenty of shops selling gloves, jackets, mufflers, you name it. You'll get your woolen wear in Manali. Just make sure that you bargain well so that you get a good deal when you're purchasing and buying things over there, try to get a hotel which has a heater, because in the nights the temperature can drop very steep and your sleeping pattern will get hampered and you'll get trouble sleep if you do not have a heater in the night. So try getting a good deal with the room which includes a heater. The advantage of going in January after the 3rd is the fact that when you take the heater, it'll actually work because electricity outages reduce since there's not so much of crowd. So the pressure on the grid reduces drastically, which makes your entire night experience much better as compared to going in the last week of December when there's so much of crowd that Manali becomes a madhouse. When it comes to your budgeting, the rooms, you can get a room from anywhere between 600 rupees to 2000 depending on the kind of room you want. This cost may or may not include the heater depending on the deal you can get. Your bus from Delhi or Chandigarh will cost you anywhere between 800 to 1500 rupees depending on the kind of bus you want to get. And other than this, your transport in and around Manali will be anywhere between 3 to 5,000, and your food again per day will be depending on what you want to eat. If you're just going to stick to the basic budget food, that's parathas and thalis, you can make do in 300-400 for the whole day. And if you want to have something more lavish, it will cost you anywhere between 1500 to 2000 per day. So your entire trip of 5-6 days in Manali can be sorted out in a budget of like say 10-15,000 per person. But this is easily possible only if you have more than one. If you're going solo, the trip cost will increase because then you got to share the room, you got to spend the entire amount for the room unless you're okay staying in a hostel, or you need to be or and plus you'll have to spend for the vehicle, because biking in Manali in the month of January is not advisable. You cannot really go to a lot of places with the bike, because when it starts snowing and it starts raining, you will end up falling sick, and that's not really worth it. We have a trip happening to Manali in the month of January. If you are interested, you can click on the link in the description. If you have any further queries about Manali in the month of January, leave a comment in the comment section and be more than happy to help. Till our next video about Manali, stay happy, stay safe, and stay blessed.